This is FanSpeak, a weekly live show where the fans of comics and its community are our guests. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I am Chester C. Busby III, your most humble host, if humble actually applies to me. I don't think it really does. But
No, it
nevertheless, we
doesn't.
are very, very happy to have you guys here on FanSpeak, Saturday FanSpeak, of course. That's the new time we have here, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday. Very happy to have you guys here. We're, of course, always want to tell you guys about our links we got down below. We do have a comic down there if you'd like to read. Check it out free. That's White Lily. We think it's really cool how a lot of these Indiegogo or Kickstarter guys come in here and give us like an older issue for you guys to check out and see if you like it and go over and support it. And of course, we're doing another one today. Everyone's talking about, and of course, we have our guest Doug Garrett. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing great. It's good to be here.
All right, man. Happy to have you. We're going to jump into talking to Doug here in a moment. But of course, I do want to let you know that hitting the like button and subscribing is most appreciated. But the most important thing for us, because we're streamers, is for you guys to hit that share button and let your family and friends and extended community know what we're doing, so they can come over here and join us. But I do, Doug, want to come over and talk to our other panelist. We do have Booster with us, the oily bird from Kiwi
It's
Land.
me. It's me, Booster. And Chester, if anyone's known for his humility, it's me.
Is is it? It
Mhm.
really?
My
Really?
humility and my giant calves.
Your giant calves.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that there's something that is giant about you, seeing as you are a hobbit.
Something else.
You know.
Yeah.
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 Did
My
you know that,
feet.
Doug? That Booster's a hobbit from Hobbit Land?
Ah,
I'd heard such things.
Yes.
ah.
Yes.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen any proof, but I've heard it.
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing is he's actually even lacking hair on top, so he even loses
Yeah.
a couple of those centimeters as well. So it's
All
unfortunate.
the hairs on my feet. It's
That's
disgusting.
right. It is.
It's a
It
mess down here,
migrated.
bro.
It migrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, but thank you guys for coming in today. We're definitely going to have some fun. We're going to talk to Doug about his ongoing project he has here, which is Legends of the Lone Wolf, and then of course we'll do a little bit of news later, as we always do. We got a couple of interesting stories. I do see that we have Lady Celtic Moon in here. Hello. We got Mox Rocks and Joshua, of course, and we also have Midnight Cherry TV. How's it going, Midnight? Nice to see you, man. I like to have him in here. This guy's got one of those smooth voices. And he likes to talk about history, and people don't yell at him when he does it. You see, why is it? Why do I get all the hate when I try to enlighten and educate the masses? Huh, Booster? Wow, no comment.
Because you're long-winded.
Because I'm
I was gonna say
long-winded.
just for a laugh.
Oh
Just to
God,
bully you.
I'm with my friends.
Mhm.
Hey, K Blonde, what's up, man? But anyway, so we do want to come in here and talk a little bit to Doug, and before we get to his book. So, Doug, you are pretty well known across the community. People certainly know who you are. You're an interesting character, dude. And of course, we've all enjoyed your music and seeing them on trailers and stuff like that, dude. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, man?
Well, I'm just some rando from Tennessee with a funny accent. Uh, Everybody usually knows me because they hear this goofy Southern guy talking about nonsense all the time. But I got into this indie scene and decided to make a comic book, and I found nothing but some really awesome people to interact with. The group is great, and I'm very thankful to find all these awesome people.
I agree 100%. There are some really good people, man.
And
And
Booster.
And Booster. Yeah. No, I 100% agree, dude. It's a great community. And I mean, that's why I do this. I mean, we are trying to support the indie movement that's going on and all that. I mean, of course. But for me, it's also just being able to speak English and make some friends, because I don't usually get to speak English very much. But for me, that's what it really started as. But it's certainly become really cool. There's a lot of nice people in this community, dude. I'm very happy to be here and happy to meet you as well. So now you're a writer, and is this is not your first project, I'm assuming?
The project now, no, it isn't. I did Lone Wolf issue 1, and I had to take a break because the artist I was working with had a bunch of other stuff on his plate. So I didn't want to sit and let the character, kind of fade away because we had a really good reception. So I talked to some of the awesome people I've met, and I've had this idea. I was like, well, what if we all did our own lone wolf stories, and everybody kind of picked an era of time and kind of did their own thing, and everybody just jumped. They were completely into it and wanted to throw down on this book. So we put it together.
That sounds good. And I looked over the page myself. It's a very interesting looking project, and we're going to jump over there in a second. But I do have a couple of questions before you do that. One comment I'd say is I think the accent's just fine, dude. It gives you a little bit of character, right? My dad actually is not only from Mobile, Alabama, he's also a Creole. So my wife can't even understand a damn word he says. So you're just fine, man. I mean that southern accent goes a lot deeper than this, folks. Trust me. But yeah, you got that. Yeah, you said you're from Tennessee. Now, the part of Tennessee you're in, are you near the Grand Ole Opry and the great center of country music that Tennessee is?
Yeah, I'm about an hour and a half away from Nashville.
Sweet, dude. I've actually visited Nashville a couple times. It's a really nice city, man. The music down there is absolutely amazing. I love country music myself. I don't know how popular it is here. I think my first love is heavy metal, but I do love country music. Are you a country music fan, or are you just heavy metal?
Well, I love everything. It's kind of weird. I grew up on classic rock, and as I've got older, when I was in high school, that went to punk rock, and then punk rock and metal, and
Everything.
yeah, almost everything.
Everything, even Blackens grindcore with a dubstep twist.
Wow, dude,
Well, I
really?
don't like that. I don't like that dubstep stuff that the kids are listening to. That ain't music.
Well, no, it's not. It's Euro dance crap is what it is. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, we do have a lot of comments jumping up here in the chat real quick for you here, dude. Midnight Cherry seems to have interesting things to say. He says, Doug's voice makes me want sweet tea. It's weird. Every time a copy of Lone Wolf gets bought, a cornbread gets its golden brown crust, like an angel getting its wings.
That's poetry. That is
It
poetry.
is, dude. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Uh,
Hmm.
uh,
Well,
oh, awesome, dude.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I was watching the other day this Norwegian band playing the banjo, doing a Slipknot cover.
Oh,
I don't know how
goodness gracious.
I don't know how metal that can be.
Midnight Cherry says, Creole is the blue cheese of accents, a special flavor but enjoyable by the fans. Yeah, no, dude, it's really super deep accent. I don't know if I've heard a deeper one than that, but I grew up with it, so I can understand it, I guess. But it's almost like a separate language in many ways. Kind of like Cajun. Cajun is full of that. It has a lot of French in it, I guess, is why it sounds so different. But heavy metal or the door. Uncanny Kodiak says, "Well, dude, I'm a big time heavy metal fan. You guys know that, but I do appreciate the country music. It's good music, is why, right, because there's a lot of actual skill there. This is a problem with the pop people. They don't write nothing, they don't create nothing. They just sing what they're told to sing, and then they get painted up pretty. That's pretty much the problem." It's so close to being funded. Yeah, it is. We're going to get to that right away, guys. But I've caught up with the chat. So yeah, sounds like you got about a bunch of friends in here, Doug. That's good. So I do have a question for you, though, dude. Same question we asked all the guests that come over. How did you find your way to this indie revival community, dude?
Well, it's one of those long and sordid tales about Star Wars.
Oh, wow.
My
Uh,
man.
yeah, well, Star Wars, how Star Wars got, and everybody on YouTube was talking about it, and I came across some Star Wars videos, several different people actually, and well, I'll tell you one guy who really caught my attention out of everything, and that was Nasser.
Yeah.
Uh,
NASA?
he he just came out of nowhere, like making this comic. I started seeing him around before I realized that there was a big indie comic scene, and I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, how are you putting all this together?" And the dude just totally, he said, get on Twitter, find an artist, all this stuff. So the dude, he doesn't even know, but he's like really a big influence into me making comic books.
Don't tell him that, dude.
I'm
Never
not going
tell
to. I
him
don't want
that.
his ego to get any bigger.
No.
Yeah.
We give Nasser a bunch of flack, but it's all in good fun. I actually do appreciate Nasser myself as well. That kid hustles like crazy, and that's what you need to do. I think he needs time to become a skilled writer, but he's writing so much and doing so much and so eager. I think he will. I think we should keep an eye on Nasser. Actually, he might well turn into be a great writer.
Well, he's definitely got the hustle for it.
Yes, he
That's
does.
that's a big part of it.
Hmm.
There's a lot of really skilled writers that just don't have the ability or the desire to get out there like he does.
Yep. Now, Rumble Terrier says, every time I read that name, I still love it. Rumble Terrier, what a great name, dude. Yeah, you best appreciate country, not new country though. Well, dude, new country is not country. New country is pop. It is. There's a certain demographic in the country music that's trying to turn it all pop. It's not country though, of course. But bias is a sin. Are you picking on me, Santa Raven? He always does.
That's a little spicy.
A little spicy. Thank you, sir. Comic Book Bob says Ryan Johnson has brought so many people together. It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
He's a
Goodness.
great unifier.
Yeah, I have to private the stream so Nasser will never know. You're right, Rumble. No, we pick on Nasser. I mean, he has that kind of character that, like Booster, that deserves being picked on. But I actually do appreciate the hustle the kid's got. I think good on him, man. I hope he has all the success in the world, dude.
Did Lady Celtic Moon just knock on us?
She might have. Oh, the eagle. Are you picking on us? Come on now, be nice. You're like our only female.
We need one.
We need
So
at
it's
least
not just
one.
like a boys' club.
Yeah, I know, right? But anyway, so that's cool. You came in via NASA, via Ethan, it sounds like. And of course, a lot of people came over because of Ethan. I know for me, it was Captain Cummins to Richard Meyer to Ethan. Well, actually, no, I was watching Ethan's stuff before he got into all this, actually. He used to make some really fun videos. He doesn't do that anymore. It's too bad. Everyone picks on Nasser. Yeah, we do, but it's only good fun. I mean, some people I think it's not, but for a lot of us, I think Nasser's a good kid, man. He's been on this show many times, and every time he's here, he's cool and respectful. I've never had any trouble with Nasser, man. I think he's a good kid. But anyway, let me come over and I'm going to share the screen here, Doug, and let everybody see what we're doing. Now I'm going to come over here and share it with the Hangouts, but because I have this, I'm running through Streamlabs here, Doug, so I have to set this up a little bit differently, and therefore, oh come on. Oh, I see what I have to do. But therefore, it's a little bit different. So if you want to see what I'm sharing, you need to click on my white box me particularly. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But because it's a little bit weird the way I have this set up, but it is what it is. But nevertheless,
Hangouts is acting weird lately. Yeah.
it is, and I actually got it set up so we can see your Indiegogo in dollars today, because usually it's in yen, but we can see it in dollars today. So
It
you're
looks
welcome.
way more impressive in yen, like
It
way more
does.
zeros.
It does. It does.
I think that's
But
why everybody enjoys coming over here, just to
Mhm.
see any yen.
see the yen number. Oh, maybe I should switch it
Yeah.
back.
I'm a millionaire.
But all right. So here what do we got here? We got Legends of the Lone Wolf. If you were around for 200 years, you'd have plenty of stories to tell, I'd imagine. Absolutely. So that is our kickoff. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through and just kind of scroll through the page and let people see it. But what I want you to do is give us that elevator pitch, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So Wolf is the last protector of the earth. It's a task that's been passed down from his grandfather. His grandfather was one of 5 protectors of the earth, and when he passed on, he left the job to Wolf. So Wolf travels the earth fighting monsters and supernatural evil.
Okay.
And so at this point, at this point, he's been around for 200 years. He has an extended lifespan. He has superhuman abilities. He's stronger and faster than a normal man. So
Okay.
he's all about fighting monsters.
All right, so he's a monster hunter. All right, cool. That's a very standard thing to make a comic out of, and that's good. But one thing I'm noticing offhand as I'm coming down through the art, there are many artists on this project. How many artists do you have working on this project, dude?
We have 6 different stories with 5 different artists.
Oh,
But
that's an
uh,
anthology. Okay,
yeah.
that's interesting.
Uh,
All right, all right. I get it now. I get it now. Okay. So we have an anthology about a single character. That's different. That's interesting. A lot of times the anthologies, of course, are like the Tales from Beyond the Gate or Tales from the Stacks or those kind of things, which is just a bunch of little short stories put together. But this is an anthology about Lone Wolf himself. Okay. Cool.
yeah.
So tell us who we got here. We got J. Paul Sheck is done one thing here. We got Jason McCran here with a page. We have Mirror Muner here. All right. It's got a little bit of anime feel to it. We have a lot from him. We have Marshall Lee. All right. All right. So you do have a bunch of artists on here. Now, are you doing all the writing, or are you sharing that duty as well?
I'm sharing that duty. I've wrote two of the stories that's in here, and then we have Cal Jameson from Shinobi Sasquatch is writing one.
Hmm.
Matt Mers has wrote one. Jameson McCran, he's doing the art and the story on one. Uh, Joey Tremblay he wrote one as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, the Shinobi Sasquatch is doing quite well.
Yeah, Cal is a really great writer. I know a lot of people are buying that because the art is so amazing on it, but the story is going to be great on that one as well because Cal can really write.
Yeah, you got the double whammy there, boys.
Yeah. We do have a
Mhm.
question here from Lady Celtic Moon. It says, Chester, question: what happened to the other 4 bloodlines? I'm not sure what that means. I'm assuming that question's for you.
Um, I'm thinking that it's when I said there was 5 protectors. The
Oh.
Cherokee people are made up of 5 different tribes that make up the Cherokee,
Hmm.
and in this story, which is actually based on some of my family history. Um, all the other protectors are wiped out. There's only the one left. So the tribe still exists, but the protectors were like a secret group within the 5 tribes. So there was one for every tribe, and they're all gone now.
Oh, I see. I see. And this is possible stories, how they were lost, or is this just kind of a general
Uh,
background detail?
just general background.
I see. I see. Now, this is talking, of course, about the protectors from the Cherokee Nation itself. I'm assuming you can have protectors from other racial groups as well, right?
Yeah.
Ah, I see. And you could play that in. Now, what is the intention of this? I mean, you got yourself an anthology here, which is cool, telling a bunch of stories from Lone Wolf. But what is your plan for the future with this character? Are you planning on doing a full-on series, or I mean, what's your plan?
Okay. I did issue 1, which the link is there in the somewhere on right down there.
Yeah, I see it right here. Yeah.
So you can read that, the black and white version, for free, and you
Mhm.
can pick it up in one of the perks with the book. But yeah, I'm the series is ongoing. Uh, I just had to the artist had to take a break, and so we didn't get to start issue 2 yet. So we just decided to do this book. The main series is the character's origin and will be the main story. And these are just random adventures that he's had through his 200-year lifespan.
No, that sounds cool, dude. Aren't you worried about the incredible, horrible backlash that's going to come from a non-Cherokee speaking person making a Cherokee character?
I've had some. I've already had some backlash from this
Right.
actually.
Already had
Really?
some weirdos. I've seen it.
Really? I was being
Well, he's
sarcastic.
probably more Indian than Elizabeth Warren. So yeah.
That probably.
What's funny is like quite a few of us working on this book have Native American background.
Yeah.
Like I said, the character is based on some of my family history a couple generations back.
Oh, all right. I
So
was being completely sarcastic, by the way.
no, it's happened. Trust me, the weirdos are out there.
I
Yeah,
would say
they
that
are. They are.
appropriation
They
is
are.
the stupidest thing.
It is, man. And you know what's funny about that? Talk about Elizabeth Warren and her nonsense. Most Americans actually have at least some percentage of Indian in them. I actually thought I had Indian in me, but my family went and both sides of my family went and did those really complete genealogy
DNA.
type workups, and
Mhm.
I have none. I have literally zero Native in me at all, which is actually quite surprising. You would assume I'd have a little bit, but I don't. Don't know how.
Wow.
Especially
I mean, I
since
have
my
some like Seminole and stuff like that. One of my great grandfather was Stephen Collins Foster,
oh
the
yeah,
a very popular like folk singer
yeah.
and poet.
Well, I feel left out, to be honest with you. I'm like, what the hell's my family doing? I mean, I get my mom's family. They're a bunch of Irish New Englanders, so that makes sense. But my dad's
So you were the original like racist. You didn't they didn't want any of that mixing.
oh well, dude. I used to, when I was younger, it used to be cool. I don't know if it's anymore, but I'm actually a Mayflower dude. My grandmother's an Allen
Oh,
dude. I'm a direct line Mayflower. Yeah. My dad's family are Creole though, so I expected that there would definitely be, some African in there, maybe a little bit of Cherokee Creek or something like that, right?
Cajun.
But no,
People, those people, their own kind of redneck. Let me tell you.
right. But I mean, it's all right. I just feel a little left out. I feel a little less
Mhm.
American, but it's all right. But even Elizabeth Warren, were her 1,738th percentage Indian, has more than me. Damn it.
I'm pretty sure I'm more Indian than her. Bloody hell.
Probably, yeah. Oh, well, that's
Hmm.
cool though.
Lazare bon temps roulé.
Yeah. Well,
See.
the thing about it though, man. I mean, when we were growing up, I mean, when I was growing up, I'm a little bit older, I guess, but when I was growing up, I mean, Indians were cool, dude. We love talking about Indians and enjoying stories. I mean, they get all upset about that stuff today, but I love like the Lone Ranger and Tonto. Tonto was awesome, dude. I loved all those Indian movies, all the old westerns and stuff like that. Indians were cool. We used to play
You know what
cowboy and
Indians have
Indians,
always
man.
been?
Huh?
Indians have always been opportunistic. I'm not saying like opportunistic as in, they were like scoundrels or something. What I mean is they've used whatever weapons they had
Hmm.
available to them. And as time has progressed, some of those weapons have become the like stupidity of others
Sure.
economy. I mean, yeah, they're going to use that because they are a defeated people. I mean, the Trail of Tears is a real thing. You
It
follow it. It's
is.
pretty sad. You
It
follow that
is.
whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It is ridiculously destructive and horrible what we did to them. We couldn't kill them, so we killed their food source.
Yeah.
And
Well,
That
destroyed their
was
land.
just an oopsie. It didn't
it's
mean
just
it.
it's a little oopsie. Yeah. Now,
I
Yeah.
mean, it's
now,
like look, it's Western civilization. It's what we do. It's what happened. Everybody thinks. I swear to God, everybody thinks history started 200 years ago.
well, it's it was just simply conquering. But Doug, now you're saying you're taking a little bit of this out of your family heritage, which is cool, dude. Tell us a little bit about that, man. Talk about your ancestry, please.
Yeah, a while back, a couple of years ago, I just had this desire to find out more about my family, and there's a group around here. They have compiled a database of all the families from around this area, tracing them back hundreds of years. Well, like in mine, we started tracing it back,
Hmm.
and so many generations back, we found a Cherokee princess, which the Cherokee didn't call them princesses, but we did because I guess that was the only word we could think of or whatever. But it just meant that she was the chief's daughter, and in the story, like my story is pretty much based on kind of what went on in their life. Um, the tribe, the Cherokee at the time, were at war with the settlers in the area, and so the president had made peace with some natives in the north called the Delaware. You know, the river's named after.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And so they sent a half Delaware, half Jewish guy down here to make peace with the Cherokee. And when he showed up, he fell in love with the chief's daughter. And so they got married. And when the chief died, she pretty much became the leader of their people. And she realized that they would have to combine with the modern world in order to stay alive. You know,
Sure.
she realized that they couldn't fight everybody forever.
Well,
And so
no, go ahead. Finish. Yeah.
I was just going to say, but even still, they were wiped out because they made a peace treaty with them. But you know how that goes throughout history.
Sure. Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. But my character is based on their story.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's cool, dude. Actually, what I just want to interject with the Cherokee, it's very interesting. The Cherokee are very different than a lot of the Native American tribes, actually. They had their own language. They had their, written language, right? But the Cherokee also modernized very quickly. A lot of the native tribes were very resistant to to doing that, and I understand why. But the Cherokee adapted very quickly. And when the president came down and made that ridiculous law ruled, which brought on the Trail of Tears, which Dr. Wright had just mentioned, they actually were completely American looking. They were all wearing suits and they were living in houses. They didn't look anything like natives at all, dude. The Cherokee, if you go back and research, you'll find out they were politicians. They were everything.
They had to be
They were.
pointed out to the people that came to usher them away.
Yeah,
Had
they
to be
did.
pointed out.
That's right. Because
Oh.
and it was complete political nonsense too, because they were actually political players in the American political system at that time. It's not what you
Mhm.
think. You see a lot of people will portray the Trail of Tears as this a bunch of natives in skins with feathers being pushed along. It wasn't like that at all. They were Americans being kicked out of their home is what it was. It's interesting. It doesn't change the sadness of the situation, but it really changes the imagery of it, because if you go back and research that, you'll see that was completely political. Those people were not what you imagine as natives. They were actually had become very Western and very integrated into the Western society,
And
which makes it more
some
sad from my point of view.
some communities didn't even make them leave.
Hmm.
I know around like the North Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee area, a lot of them got to stay. And during the Civil War, they even fought on different sides of the Civil War.
Hmm.
Well, Tennessee was going to go to war with America over whiskey, so yeah.
Well,
They
right,
kind of do what they want.
right,
You know?
yeah.
They're like,
But
what?
see,
We can't have this? You come up here in the mountains and tell us, boy.
Yeah, well, it's true though. They all didn't leave because the reason I thought when I was young that I actually had some Indian in me, just like most everybody else, was because my great grandmother was an Indian. But I came to find out that that was the second wife. So it's not my actual blood grandmother, and that's where my mistake was. But a lot of people are throwing up their genealogies here and stuff like that. Nick seemed to think I was friends with Lewis and Clark. Hmm. So American Welsh here, says Matthew, and yeah, no, I'm just a good old Celt, dude. I'm Irish and Norwegian. It is what it is. Doctor writes in here. He says, "Good book here. Everyone, go find it. Nice promotion, dude." Gang says, "Brian, hey buddy, great to see you as well. We got a lot of people in here that are supporting you, dude. It's awesome. Do keep in mind, guys. Well, like I said before, we appreciate the hitting the like button and subs and stuff. Of course, we do. But the thing that helps us being live streamers here is for you to hit that share button, please. That's the biggest help you can give us, actually. Yeah, a lot of comments going on here. Midnight Cherries is personally more a fan of the Sauk Indian tribes. They were the fun ones. Okay, I have to say, I have to claim ignorance on that, dude. Damn Democrats and their Trail of Tears. Yeah, well. Most of the troubles in American history are coming out of those bastards, but they are really good at blaming other people for it, aren't they? I do apologize to the liberals in the room, which are half of them. So, Anyway, we gotten a little off track though, but it's cool that you actually kind of tied this into your family history a little bit, man. That's nice. Now, how did you end up running into all the artists? Because I saw 4 separate artists there. So, how did you run into all those guys?
Just being the awesome person I am, they just kind of migrated towards me.
I see.
I'm being a little facetious here. No,
That's
just
all right.
you just start meeting people. You throw out some character designs and you start talking about your book, and then people will DM you and be like, "Hey, man, I got this idea for a book. What do you think?" And you start branching out. And these are just people I've just happened to have the luck just to run into just randomly on Twitter.
Yeah, this is a cool community, dude. We have access to so many writers and artists and things like that. Particularly here with the drone recorded fan edition we do here. I mean, we have access to literally dozens and dozens of artists. You got a lot of writers. You got up and coming want to be writers like myself and Dinale. You got, of course, Dr. Wright sitting right here with us, and it's really cool. This is a cool community, and I hope we see a lot more of this come out and solidify. I mean, personally, I need to take time and start writing more scripts and get them out there myself as well, because I'd like to get involved with it myself. But it is absolutely cool that you're doing this, dude, and it's nice to see all the support because you get a lot of people jumped in here and are very, very supportive of you, dude. So it's awesome. And seeing as you're sitting up at what do you got so far? You got almost $3,000, and you're looking at getting 4. And you got 6 days left. So how you feel about that?
I'm feeling good about it. I know there's a lot of people. We had day one, man, we had an explosion, and then it just kind of leveled off to a few here and there. And I know a lot of people are waiting for the last day.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that we can fund so we can just go to in demand without having to extend it. But if we have to extend it, we will. We're gonna be in there for the long haul.
Yeah, well, it does work like that, though. Do keep that in mind. I mean, when we did the Tales from Beyond the Gate, we didn't make our funding goal because we had such a giant book. We literally needed $10,000 to make that book, really. And we got to 8. But in the last day, we made like, I don't know, what, 2 or 3 grand, Denali? It was like a ton in the last.
Yeah, we made like about 8,000. We were like $2,000 short from.
Yeah, but I mean, the
being
last
full
day
time.
we picked up 2 or 3 grand, right? I
Right.
mean, it was just, yeah. So the last
Usually
day
in the
is
last
big, dude.
couple of days, you pick up a decent amount. Like
Yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
it kind of like it escapes people's attention, and then that last day, there's a lot of different programs that kick it up a notch and throw it all over the place because it'll be the last day, and everybody's like, "Oh, I kind of meant to buy this, but it sort of slipped my mind. Oh my god!" And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
and then they're
Yeah.
like,
Definitely, guys, go check this out. The link is being dropped by Booster in the chat, of course. So we have other mods if you guys want to get involved with too, as well. But definitely go check it out and support Doug if you haven't. If you can't support it, I haven't looked here. We haven't got into the perks. We will in a minute, but I'm assuming he has a digital in here, or maybe not. Maybe he's one of those anti-digital people. But even if you can't back it, man, definitely share it. Share it out to your community because maybe somebody will. That helps as well, right? But what I'm going to do right now, Doug, is I'm going to click on this trailer. And am I going to be pleased?
If you like the old monster truck rally trailers, you're gonna love it.
Oh, well, I like the old monster truck rally videos for sure. All right, here we go then. You guys ready? We're going to watch it. Here we go.
I think Lone Wolf should meet Apache Chief. I'm just saying.
Apache
I need
Chief,
somebody
man,
to go,
yeah.
enough, Chuck.
Hey, they made him for this show, didn't they?
Legends of the Lone Wolf.
Which show?
80
Super Friends, dude.
Anthology.
Oh yeah.
With
I
your
think this was
support,
close.
we will bring you a perfect bound.
Most of this
80
trailer
page
is
book of the
you really have
highest
to hear
quality.
the words to really.
Everyone involved has donated
It's
their
me doing
time
my
and
Macho
talent,
Man,
and all the
Randy
money will
Savage
go to
impersonation.
printing
Right.
and shipping before any of the creators turn a profit. Unlike other anthology books, Legends of the Lone Wolf contains a 38-page feature-length supernatural story. That's nearly twice the size of a regular comic book. This campaign is the only way to get the variant aged edition of Lone Wolf's #1. This highly unique version of our first issue will be printed on a stunning
I'd buy that for $1.
aged newsprint and features a cover by the one and the only Muttman. So don't sit on your hands
Okay, that was weird.
You're gonna have to get out there and grab a copy.
That was a little trippy. Like, word.
Dig it.
All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. There you go. Uh, yeah, definitely monster truck rally type of thing. Yeah, one thing I say to a lot of you guys that make the trailers and stuff, it's a fun trailer, good music and stuff like that. But when you made this trailer, did you render it, dude?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Well, the program I used was supposed to,
I see.
but
Because usually you have to render it as well as what it does naturally. The reason I say that is because the sound and stuff is so hot when it comes in. If you render it, it allows you to render it like at 50% or something like that of volume, and it like makes for a more balanced sound. No, it's fine. It's fine, trailer, dude. What I'm saying is that if people have headphones on, you're gonna blow them out of the water, dude. Yeah. It's just you have to
Like a
render it
old monster.
at a lower
You're
percent.
gonna
Yeah, but you know what I'm
blow
saying.
them
It
away.
it is a pretty
yeah.
a standard thing I've been noticing, but it is a cool trailer though, dude. I do like it. Of course, I am biased toward the heavy metal myself, but who did was that you doing the voiceover?
Yeah, I did the voiceover and the music.
That's
That's
awesome.
cool. Yeah, you should have got Macho Dan doing his Macho Man. That would have been funny, dude. because
Macho Man
because it's
on
like
Macho Dan.
yeah, but it's almost Macho Man. It's actually not very good, is why it makes
Yeah.
it funny. you know, you know who does a really good Macho Man actually is Elliot Fernandez, and he can
Oh
keep
yeah.
that up for a long time too. He does really good. But Dan's is much funnier actually. I get a kick out of it. But anyway, all right. And of course, we have some other things here showing some of the art. And of course, this is interesting because we have a lot of different art. Now, the first book, I do remember that we talked about that book here. And we didn't have you on, but we were just back at that in those days. We were just going to all the Indiegogos and just looking through them ourselves before we started being able to get a lot of you guys in here. And I remember us
What he
looking
was
at
saying
that.
is you were too elitist and wouldn't come down with the slups. Yeah.
No, I was saying we were too nothing to have anyone paying attention to us actually.
Oh, look
But
who's laughing now.
yeah, yeah. But I do know we talked about it before, so it is cool to see you're continuing on with it. But the first book, though, that was just you and an artist. It was a straight up story, right? That was not an anthology, right?
Yeah, it was just a 24-page story.
Okay, and this one's an 80 some page anthology, right?
Yeah.
All right, rock on. And now you said we saw all the different artists, but you said you're writing a bunch of it. But who are the other writers again? Just I forgot.
We've got Cal Jameson writing a story.
All right.
Matt Murs is writing a story. Jameson McCran, he's writing a story and doing the art on his play, doing a story.
All right, sweet. A lot of people involved. That's nice. I like to see a lot of the community coming together, helping out and stuff like that, man. That is cool. Dave says that I didn't think it was too loud, but I've seen Manowar in concert, so dude, I love Manowar, man. That is a killer band, especially old
I think they
Manowar,
need
like in the '80s.
Lone Wolf. You got to get your Nerd Wonder to do it. Should be Lone Wolf.
That would be
Nerd
awesome.
Nerd Wonder, have her sing it in that crazy voice she has. Jesus.
Do it, man. Ask her. She'd probably do it. She loves this kind of stuff.
She probably would, yeah. All right, let's come down here and take a look at the perks now. He's got a featured up here, which is good. We all always suggest that, so glad to see that. This is a limited featured though. This is only 50 maximum. So tell us about your featured here. It's $45, man. So what's the deal?
Yeah, so you get the anthology, and you
Mhm.
get Lone Wolf issue 1 with the Jeff Lasley cover, which is the original cover. Then you get the Muttman cover, and that's the limited edition age newsprint book.
Mhm.
You get a sticker and a pin, and then an 11 by 17 pin up. So you get a lot of stuff with this one.
That's cool, and so it's one of those. It's a really good price point, I think, dude, because we know, we work with Indicron here, of course, with Picture Trader, and so we have a lot of those kind of analytics on the background of how these Indiegogos do, and that $40 mark is pretty much the average amount of money people throw in an Indiegogo. So it's actually a good price point, I think. It's a really good price point. And I see there's a Lorenzo Sleestack in here who I have not seen in forever. Hello, Lorenzo. How you doing, man? Nice to have you with us, dude. Uh, but all right, so he has I think it's a good price point for a featured right there. It looks really good. All right, let's come down here. Now this is starting from the beginning. Now this is a PDF. Okay, so you do have a digital. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to do digital, mostly for our friends across the pond. I know how shipping can be killer on a lot of this stuff, so we wanted to offer this for all you guys.
So I guess if they are, he's talking about Britain being across the pond. I guess you and I, Booster, are simply across an ocean because we have real water. They don't have real water. It's
Big old
pond-like.
water.
Yeah, big old
A
water here.
Pacific one, in fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pacific water. Yeah, but yeah, no, that I appreciate the PDF thing. We've had many discussions here about why certain creators are really anti digital, dudes, very anti digital. But and it seems that they are mainly the kind of the big pro, the snobby pro types. The smaller creators are very happy to create a PDF. So awesome.
Well, I mean, it's the decision of disenfranchising your own product over giving something for everybody. I mean, the fact is that if you do offer the PDF, then the people who, where the shipping is going to be like $40, just to get it over there, obviously they're going to take the digital because that's just going to be a pain and then get it sooner and everything else. And I mean, that's a decision to them. But having a digital, at all, like people are based on incentive, and we base ourselves usually on the lowest common denominator incentive. And in this case, if you offer that PDF at the lowest price, that's what a lot of people are going to take. So you literally lose sales that by doing that, by just having it on there because of the basic like buying psychology. Like our brains are just hardwired to do that.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's understandable. But like I said, at the end, this is your customer.
That's right.
And they're really who should matter. And that's kind of what I thought, this whole movement and our group should always be about.
No, I agree. And we got Nasser in here. So hello, Nasser. Just keep in mind that Doug was saying horrible, horrible things about you, dude.
It's true.
I
It's
do
true.
apologize.
The worst thing.
All of these things are very true.
I had your back,
God.
man. I had your back. Just know that, dude. All
Oh, we're
right.
talking
We
about
were saying
Garret.
all sorts of things about Nasser. We were saying things like, no, Nasser is definitely not a persistent little creep who goes around sending links to everyone and begging people to back.
No.
We said, Chester didn't say that.
No, Chester didn't say that at all. Chester said,
Man,
Nasser's
that's just all persistence,
awesome.
baby. You gotta love his game, right? You gotta love his game.
I
Everybody
love
needs to-
Nasser, man. He's cool.
If
Yeah.
you're breathing, he's giving you a script. I mean,
You go get it, dude. You keep at it. Now, I do notice we have this $13 PDF here, but then I have a $16 PDF. So what's going on here?
With that one, you get the anthology and you get Lone Wolf #1. It's the full cover, the full color book as well.
Nasser says, hashtag refund Doug.
I figured he was talking about Dinale, so
Oh, okay. There you go. Go for that too. That's better. Go for that. Yeah. All right. And of course, the cool thing is, we're really happy to have you on here with us today, dude, because next week's Drone Recorded Fan Edition, we are doing your Lone Wolf character on the show, dude. So I
That's
hope you're
awesome.
looking forward to that. And you're going to come and join us for that, right? You're going to be on that show with us, right?
Yes, I absolutely would. I'd love to.
Shut up, Booster. Did I
that
lose
didn't sound
Doug?
anything like it. That sounded like Doug in a
Oh,
tutu.
Mister, I think I sound like a proper Texan gentleman.
I think I lost Doug's mic, dude.
He died on us.
I think he did. Yeah.
We must go on.
That's all right. We'll carry on. But we
I
are going
will
to
be
be doing.
honest about the project now that he's not here.
Yeah, that's all right,
to
dude.
defend.
We got this. We got this. We do this every day. Yeah, definitely this coming Thursday. Come check that out. I'm sure Doug is going to be on there with us. I love this new format we're doing from Pixel. Whereas we're doing Indiegogo or indie characters and having the creator on to talk about it. I think it's awesome. I love it. And we've been getting some really cool stuff. We had Doug Tenaple, we had Macho Dan on, and Muttman, of course, and we just had. What was the one we were doing the other day? Oh yeah, we had Monster MD with Von Klaus. That was great, man. I had a lot of fun with that. So we're
Wow,
looking for
class.
Von Klaus. Yeah, now we're looking forward to Doug coming on and doing Lone Wolf. And of course, the cool thing is this is I've been kind of showing this picture mainly off. It's a cool looking character, right? I mean, Indians are cool anyway. I mean,
Yeah, Indians are cool.
they are cool, dude. They look.
Share your culture.
We are.
Us white people want to look at it. It's really cool looking.
It is cool, man. Indians are awesome. They have this. There's a cool. It works for them though. See, when you take a white dude or even a black dude and you throw him in this kind of Indian garb, it doesn't work very well. It doesn't. You get village people in that shit with that shit, and it's not good. We don't want that. Yeah, definitely no village
Daniel
people.
Day-Lewis pulled it off pretty well.
Huh?
Was it
Doug
Daniel
says in the
Day-Lewis,
chat.
Go ahead.
Doug says in the chat. Let me drop it out and come back in now.
Yeah, don't go ahead, dude. We'll take care. We got this, man. We got
We
this.
got this.
Yeah. Now this is another bit of art here. This one is from Paul Scheck, and this kind of interesting looking art. It's very stylistic. It's very Western actually. It's a good style for Western, I think. What do you guys think about this art style right here?
I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
It
I
has
think
the
it
church. It has.
Back.
Yep, you are back.
He is.
Hey, what's up?
I don't
dude?
know why
Definitely not.
my mind.
That's good.
I just
Now that he's
stopped
back, we have to be
working,
nice to
so-
him again.
Don't worry about it, Doug. It was. I'm sure it's Booster's fault. He's always doing silly stuff.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
it's true. Yeah.
yeah, it is true. Now we come into the first physical book here for $20, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you just get this book right here, this 80 plus page book here for $20. That's a good price, dude. It's a really good price.
Yeah, and if we can hit our funding goal, of course we'll start adding some stretch goals. So anybody who backs any physical perk will be eligible, for the stretch goals.
I see. Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, we come down here. We've got $25. This one is unlimited as well, and this is basically just because it looks like to me is you had a certain numbers of Lone Wolf number 1 left over. So you're limited in how many you can give out. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, well, I kind of did this with all of these. You come buy 50, and that'll be it. We're not going to limit the actual anthology,
Oh, sure.
but all this stuff, we will put a limit on.
No, that makes sense, right? I mean, that's something that I think most of us understand. But if you don't, you need to understand that. Yeah, they're creating cool comics. We want to get out and support them. Yada yada yada. This is also about money. Not only money made, money put out, right? And these things are not free, right? And they're quite expensive, especially for us working at these low numbers. I mean, even if you look at something with one of the big ones like Mike or Ethan or Doug, where they're doing thousands, that's not actually a lot compared to the big boys. So the costs are far heavier for us than it is for, say, Marvel or Image or Dark Horse or something like that, right? It is what it is, right? And we have to kind of understand that and work with that as well. Yeah. Now I like the water effect that's in this art I'm looking here on the side here. That's a nice water effect actually.
Yeah, that's on James's art there. He's doing the pencils and the inks, and then he's making a copy of the artwork, and he's coloring it with coloring pencils and stuff. I think it's got a really cool look to it.
You know what that kind of looks like to me? Is I'm gonna show my age, my God. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yes.
It kind of like a colored version of that. I mean that woman could totally just fit in one like a monster manual.
Easy, yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I do. And hello, brother. But yeah, no, the old AD&D stuff, yeah, absolutely, dude. And it's cool. I like to see different styles and different tries and stuff like that. Everyone yells at me for being a bit of an art snob, and I am. I really like that super ultra clean cut stuff. But as I've been doing this, I have to say I've softened though, because as the more I do these shows, the more I talk about, it, the more I notice the nuance of stuff, like the water coming off his cheek and his hands there, and I start appreciating more things. So I guess this is a good education for me, Booster. I've
You're
reduced
finally
my
your
snobbery.
heart of stone is becoming
Mhm.
less stone-like.
Are you saying that if you can appreciate Booster's art, you can appreciate anyone's?
I am. That's exactly
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Actually, yes, yes.
And my art is beautiful.
Well,
It's has a stylistic choice to it.
it does. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I actually said this to Booster the other day, and I meant it. His his ability for doing art with friggin' MS Paint and a mouse have increased really a lot. And I told him, dude, you need to draw every single day because I think he might well be able to be an artist if he puts the time in. No joking.
Well, I think there's a lot of people
Sounds
that
like
are like that with a lot of different skills. I mean,
Yes, yes,
people just aren't willing to put in. I mean, like you were talking about music the other day,
yeah,
and music is mostly a learned kind of thing. I mean,
mainly,
there's a measure of it that's talent, that the like
sure,
your ear and hearing the chords and the tones and that kind of thing. But a lot of it is just, like you said, you got to break through understanding the science, understanding when you need this or when you need that. And it's the same kind of thing in art. You're like, oh, I'm coming to the crest of the shoulder. I need this kind of line. I need this kind of shape to come into this and that and to fit into, flow into this next piece. And it's like going by the beat.
sure. No, absolutely. I don't know about the art. I'm assuming it's the same, but in the music world, talent is what separates the amateur from the pro. That's all. That's it.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of great amateurs, but the pros are the ones that have that natural ear or that natural body tempo or whatever. It's that natural little bit of talent that adds on to that particular skill that differentiates between the amateur and the
There
pro.
are a lot of technicians
Yeah,
that make plenty of money in the
that's right.
artistic field.
That is true.
Is
That
I
is
guess
true.
what we're really saying.
Yeah, even in
Yeah.
music to a point. But that is really
Yeah,
kind
well,
of
I
a
mean, like
low
that's
end
what
stuff.
studio
Like,
musicians were. I mean,
yeah,
the whole reason we have classifications of music is because you had specific studio musicians, that were playing like everything. They were all the background music, and so they all sounded the same.
yeah. But those type of guys kind of split into two groups, though. You have the actual professional studio musicians, which do
Hmm.
background for albums and stuff, and then you have the
Hmm.
elevator music people, and they should all
Yeah.
be shot, all of them. I'm just saying.
Chuck and
Uh,
I have the greatest conversation.
All right, well, let's continue on
I
with
am
the works.
continuing. Legends of the
Yeah.
Muttman cover. That's a good name, dude. I like it. So this
That's
one is
great.
just simply with Muttman's cover. Cool. Do we have Muttman's cover here? Which one is that?
It's up. You can see it up at the top. It's the one with Wolf fighting the dude with a knife.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, it's this one right here. Yeah, it's this right here.
Yeah,
It's the first cover. No, it isn't the first cover. I remember the first cover. He was like kneeling down or something like that. Yeah, no. Okay, there's Muttman right there. What was this guy's name? It did this. I love this one on the left. Actually, it's really cool.
that's Bruce Padnon,
Yeah, that's a nice
and
piece.
yeah, he had the Wreck was his project, and he's going to be relaunching that again soon. So everybody should keep an eye out for his
Awesome.
book because he's a fantastic artist.
He is a really good artist. I like it a lot. It really feels like a Native American. I get it 100%. We got Crypto Comics in here. Hey, dude. Man, nice to see you, man. All right. Let's come down here. Ooh, we got a $30 one. Legends of both covers. Oh, that's cool, dude. That's nice. So we get everything here. It's a good price range, actually. You're giving a huge discount on that, dude.
Well, that's what sold my first book was, offering the best price I can. As long as I can break even and we can get these books out here, I'm building a following. I'm not trying to make $1 million. So, that's all it
Why
is.
not?
No, you're just trying to get your product out there. I get it, dude. 100%, yeah. Lady Celtic Moon, that's funny. Chester Busby, I agree with you about the paint program. Yeah, no, dude, I'm not joking. We, when Booster started, it was horrible, awful. But he's actually, you can see he's got talent. He just needs to put the time in. The problem is I can't get this boy to do anything. He's so lazy ass. That's the problem, really. Right, Booster? I'll have to repeat it
Right.
later.
He went for a wee,
He
the
probably
wee
did,
lad.
or a beer run. But no, I'm
It's
serious.
okay. I'm back from my Wii.
Okay, I was saying you're a jag off and lazy ass, just so you know.
What did I do this time? I mean, I
Uh,
What
believe
game are
it,
you
but
playing?
explain to me in graphic detail.
no, I'm just saying that I really think you should put the time in with the art, dude. I think you could be an artist if you really tried. You have an eye, dude. I see that. That's why I suck at art, dude. I can't do art because I have no eye for it. I can't even draw a damn circle properly. I mean, I don't
Yeah, I
have
can't
the
do
eye. I
much.
don't have the balance of the eye. You do.
Ugh. Fine, I'll try it
I think you should, dude. Just every day, put time in every day.
every day.
That's how you
Okay,
do it.
I'm doing it right now.
There you go. There you go. Crypto Common says, thanks for plugging the book, Chester. Everyone is working their butts off to make Legends of the Lone Wolf. Dude, we are happy to do that here, man. We're always looking to promote and help you guys out. We want to see people be successful. Because in the long run, the more books that we have to choose from, the more options we'll have. And eventually, we'll see a few things rise to the top. We will see things that might well could become culturally important eventually, right? I mean, this does happen, right? Spider-Man did start as very small, right? And I would love to see what it's going to look like in 10, 20 years from now, actually. And we actually, there's a few of them I think are really cool. Like we had on the other day with Monster MD. I think it's a really cool IP. I think that thing has legs, right? So we'll see, but I want to back everything we possibly can and support them as much as we can. So we're happy as we're thrilled to have you guys over here, man. So we get the two of them thing. We got the pretty standard stuff we see. Now this one's a little bit different here. This is a $50 one. It's a big price tag, but you're getting something pretty cool. Explain this one, dude.
Yeah, this is going to be a limited edition hardcover. We're only doing 25 of these, and they're all going to be hand numbered by me. It's going to have some extra content that's not going to be in the standard book. It's going to have a few extra pages, maybe some fan art, extras. But it's going to come with the Muttman cover book and a pin up.
Mhm.
So I wanted to make something really special for like the hardcore fans out there, the guys that have been with me from day one. That's for them.
Well, it's cool, dude. And well, like I said, when I was doing doing all kind of logistics for the Tales from Beyond the Gate, I actually priced this type of thing out. You're not making much money on that right there, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean those are expensive, dude. But
This
that's
is
cool.
fan service for my people.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that is cool, dude. So definitely go check out one of those, dude. Guys, that is a really good deal for what he's paying for it. Trust me. Yeah, it really is because he's not printing off 10,000 copies or plus, right? It's not what he's doing. He's doing 25. It's expensive as hell. They gouge the hell out of you. It is what it is, but what's this one? Support our troops. I love to see these, dude.
Yeah, with my last book, we sent some to Operation Gratitude, and Operation Gratitude is a fantastic program. They take books, they take whatever you want to send them, and they actually know who wants the books. They're not sending comics to random guys who don't want them, who won't enjoy them.
Mhm.
They're sending these to the guys who's stationed all over the world, who can't just go out and pick up comic books to read. So, we wanted to do something a little special here. Try to offer, at this point too. Also, this price here, we're not making nothing on this either. This is just that we're trying to pay it back to our troops.
Yeah, no, it's because we have to pay so much on the on because of low run numbers. Now, who are you using anyway? Who are you printing through?
The first book I printed through Mix'em.
Mm-hmm.
The book turned out really good, so I may or may not use them again. There's a couple other smaller printers. When I did the black and white age newsprint
Uh-huh.
for my first book, I used I I think it's RA Printing Direct, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I might use them for some stuff too because the quality was really, really good.
Have you tried out Denali? What's the name of that one? We were talking to Benny. What is that? AW Solution, ANW Solutions, well, AM
Yeah,
Solutions. What's it called? AM
AM Solutions.
Solutions, yeah. You might want to check them out, dude. Benny and the guys with White Widow, they're doing a pretty cool thing over there. You might want to go check it out because they can get you everything and up to lenticular covers actually, and they're doing it really cheap. Do you know Benny and the White Wolf project? I mean, not White Wolf, the White Widow project.
I've heard of the project, but I don't know them.
Yeah, you might want to check it at A&M Solutions, dude. I don't know if they're cheaper than what you're doing, but they are pretty cheap, and the quality is really high, confirmed high. We know it's good quality. Whereas some of the other ones might be cheap, but we don't know the quality, right? Those guys are actually very cheap and very good quality. So I'm sure you got it all worked out, but it might be worth an email or a DM
Hey,
just to simply chat
it,
with them, you know.
it couldn't
I mean, I
hurt.
know
I
AM
mean,
Print Solutions. When I was going through a bunch of the economics, because when I was when Indicron was a bit stronger,
Hmm.
they had me running a lot of the numbers,
Right.
and I was finding a lot of other options that we could offer through third party services, so
Hmm.
that anybody could take part in them, and we would just have to come at them with numbers.
Sure.
And I remember like actually Print Ninja was one of the cheapest,
They
even
were.
with
Yeah.
the freight shipping. They were still cheaper than most of the American. But AM Print Solution, and I think this is the same company, stood up and said, we will not only match what you get from Print Ninja, we'll do it at 2/3 the cost.
That's right. Yep. Yep.
But without freight shipping
Mhm.
on top of that, that's great.
Yeah, it is great, and that's why I'm suggesting it because it might be a better option. Because it's not only that it's cheap, it's the quality. Because Print Ninja puts out great quality. They really do. They put out great quality, and they are cheap, but
Mm.
comparatively for what we're doing from our point of view, anyway. But A&M Print Solutions, they are really good quality as well. So I'm
They
not trying
also
to sell
offer
anything
more.
here. I'm just saying you might want to give them a call, dude. Is all I'm saying.
They offer better like covers. Like
Hmm.
with Print Ninja, it's more difficult to get like foil, chromium, any of
Yep.
that.
Yep.
AM Print Solution has all of that available and
Yes.
more. They'll even do like a sealed poly bag
Hmm.
on your book, which I mean, for like marketing reasons, could be great.
It could be, and there's also a little bit of a name recognition right now with them as well, because White Widow went out there and and just smashed it, dude. Right? And so there is an acknowledgement of them, and they're coming up. Of course, Print Ninja would be more well known, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just suggest you check it out. And of course, here for $80, we have the brick and mortar package for the shops, which is cool. And then of course the last and the biggie, the 160. We always got to have the big one. Tell us what this is.
yeah, this right here is you buy 10 books. Well, pretty much you're buying 8 and get 2 free. And I'm giving a copy, 10 copies of Lone Wolf #1 with that.
I
So
see. So what you
that's like
have
a
is
$50 value on top of that.
I see. So what you have is two brick and mortar options here. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Well, that's a good idea. It's not a, it is, and we do know that there are certain of the comic book stores that are trying to branch out into this kind of stuff a bit because of all the trouble they're having with the big three. But yeah, so that's a good idea. But we do need to move on and do a little bit of news here in a moment. But what I do want to ask real quick is we have ourselves oh what is it called, a squaw? It's a squaw. That's what it is. We have a squaw
Squaw.
here, and she's climbing a tree. Tell me about this lady.
Well, this is from a northwestern legend. There's a creature that eats children,
Hmm.
and she appears. Well, it's not really a she, but it appears as human different times. And so here we've got where it's appeared as a female to try to lure some children to eat them.
I see. So this is a little bit of a Lilith type of legend. I get it. All right, cool. So that's what's going on in this story. All right, I get it. I get it. All right, cool. Cool. Let me see here. Eric Hawkins, of course, Eric is a great artist himself, and he's got a really good Indiegogo with his Wizard of Oz book. He says Raw has some good pricing on prints and stuff like that. I found them high for comics. I got my books from Comics Wellsprings Friday, and I love how they turned out. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah, see, that's a good thing about this community too. There's so much information that everyone's happy to freely share. So that's really cool. All right, dude. Well, we're going to drop over and do a little bit of news here, and then we'll come back at the end, and we'll do a last bit push for this. Let me refresh the page here and see if anything has happened while we were chatting. Not as of yet, but give us a last little bit before we jump over and do the news, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, Legends of the Lone Wolf. This is pretty much he hunts. Let me focus here. Sorry about that.
All right,
Put
no
me
problem.
on the spot.
That's my job, I guess.
Wolf is a 200-year-old Cherokee warrior. He hunts supernatural monsters. He's been around for 200 years. These are the tales and the legends of his travels within those 200 years.
Awesome. A nice anthology. And we'll come back to this a little bit later, guys, and take a look at it again. Just before I jump over, Matt says, check out Four Color Print Group. They're estimated $3,500 for 1,000 books, 120-pound cover, 80-pound interior. Haven't seen cheaper. I bought a book from them. It's high quality. Cool. See, more and more information. Cryptos continues or says that, Chester, that's my story. It's not Lilith at all. It's set in a Washington town named after a Kickatot native word meaning Valley of Evil Spirits, where natives disappeared into the woods. Ooh, Roanoke. Sweet, dude. Thank you. That's cool. You got crypto writing a story for me, man. That's awesome. All right, let me jump over here and do some of the news, though. We do need to do that. So we're going to start out with this one here. Dinale, are you ready? It's your time to shine, man.
Yeah. Sigourney Weaver confirmed to return to Ghostbuster films, so it won't suck as bad, but I'm always happy to see her in any film.
That's true. We always like Sigourney Weaver, but once again, we know we've been covering this story here from since the beginning of its announcement, of course. And every time there's a bit of tidbit, we always talk about it. But the thing we understand about the new Ghostbuster film is it's made for kids. It's a kids movie.
Right.
It's not a family movie or everybody movie. It's a kids movie, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. From us older folks, it might feel a little bit like, oh man, but I don't mind if it's done really well for the kids. That's good. You've got a new generation of kids on Ghostbusters. I think that's not a bad thing. But we don't really know how that's all going to hack out in the end. But having Sigourney Weaver dropped in on it, that's a good thing. I think. We all love Sigourney. Anybody here have any comments on that beyond that?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, that was my comment.
I mean, for me, that also means that Oscar might be, grown-up Oscar might be there. Mentoring,
Maybe.
Oh.
I don't know.
Maybe. It's possible, right?
Right.
Because this is a kid's version, they're going to be very young Ghostbusters. They might even be a situation. We've heard a few little rumors that it might even be a situation where the kids find a problem, the adults aren't listening to them, and they steal the gear to go deal with the problem. And of course, we've seen this happen in I don't know how many
Stranger
stories.
Things.
Yeah, right. But no, dude, the Stranger Things is definitely the impetus of this for sure. It
They
influenced
even
this.
have one of the kids. They have the main kid,
Yeah, they do.
Wolfhead or something like that,
Wow,
as
what a
one of
name.
the character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, obviously, Stranger Things has influenced this incredibly. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I said, if it's really good and fun, I'm happy to see a new generation of kids get on Ghostbusters, dude. That's cool.
I think
Right.
that's the way to go with all this entertainment. I mean, I think that's the problem that they've had is that, somewhere, and I think it came with the 80s, quite honestly, like in the 80s, I mean, we had the bank speculation and all that. And, since the whole like prime market fall, all these people have had to find other jobs. And I think they moved into entertainment and they
Yeah.
basically like meta speculated They're
Yeah,
speculating on the meta tendencies of like collectors and that kind of thing, and
yeah.
in this case, moviegoers or entertainment, consumers. And so they've done it to a degree where everything's become generic because it's all made for the same person.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's a fair point. Comic Book Bob says she sleeps above her covers, 4 feet above her covers. She barks, she drools. Was that a good Bill
Are you the
Murray?
key? Are you the key master?
It's a great movie, man.
You got to do it with that like growly voice. Like, "Are you the key master?"
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Ghostbusters is truly the original Ghostbusters is truly one of the best made one of the best made movies of all time. It
Oh
really
yeah.
is. It's not. It doesn't matter whether you love it or not. As far as the art of making a movie, they absolutely killed that. But yeah, we love Ghostbusters. So I've just got my fingers crossed, and because we see so much crap these days, we see so much nonsense and stupidity. When you find something that isn't immediately telling you it's going to suck, you want to keep a little bit of fingers crossed because we don't want to become pessimistic, right? We want to keep an optimistic heart. We want to. You can't let yourself be ground down by this nonsense. You can't. You need to be happy, right? So I have my fingers crossed about this. I hope it's going to be great. I really do, because there's so much crap coming at us. As a matter of fact, one of the crap that's coming at us is this. Wonderful. And this is, of course, from Geekdom Movies, which we appreciate them. I love what he's doing, actually. But go ahead, Booster. I mean, excuse not Booster, Dinale.
I can go ahead.
No.
No, let Booster go. Let's
Let's
Booster.
All right, Booster, go ahead.
Box office. Dark Phoenix falling short of weekend estimates with under 40 million.
Yeah, well, this movie is
Date.
bombing so badly, and it's really hurting the legacy of what Fox did for X-Men because they're not all great, but there are some really fun moments in the X-Men movies, I think. And this movie is really tainting that memory hard. I mean, you literally had Angry Joe give this movie a 3. Angry Joe, right? He's a soft-hearted liberal all the time, and he put a 3 on this, right? It's really,
Mhm,
really
mhm.
bad. It's really bad. Bad script, bad everything. Matter of fact, the only positive I've heard about this movie at all is the acting's pretty good. So you have a movie where the acting is pretty good all around, but yet it sucks hard. My God, I'm afraid to watch this movie, dude.
It barely made 500 million on its opening day. Barely.
That's still great money, though, dude.
Yeah, but you're thinking of the number of reshoots, the number of costs and expenses this movie has taken, and all the edits. It's not. It's going to be hard to make its financial gains back. It's going to take
Well,
a while.
it doesn't matter though, because that doesn't actually matter because this is free money for Disney, really. And we talked a little bit about the intentions behind the dropping of this movie from Disney actually the other day because guys, we've been following this story since from like one of our first episodes here on FanSpeak was about Dark Phoenix, X-Men Dark Phoenix, and we knew at that time because they had some of the test audience had leaked out information and how bad it was. So we knew it was horrible. They tried to do a reshoot. It sounds like the one reshoot they did on a train actually is the only little bit of fun in the movie. So the reshoot helped a bit. But we knew this was a train wreck, pun intended. But why did Disney put it out? Why? Is it simply to pick up a little bit of cash because their deal was stock related? It wasn't cash related. Is it just simply to pick up a bunch of cash, or is it to absolutely smash the memory of Fox's X-Men? I mean,
Probably that one.
what does the group
Probably
think?
that.
What do you guys think, though? I know you do, and I do, but what do you
Yeah.
guys think?
I think I haven't cared about the X-Men movie since First Class, and that the only good moment in Days of Future Past was the Quicksilver scene,
It was.
and I didn't bother going to watch Apocalypse because apparently that was also crap.
It wasn't great. Yeah. What do you
And
think
that
about?
Sophie Turner was a terrible choice for Jean Grey, and she has like weird little eyelids that don't fully shut and don't fully open, and they just bother me. And she has a weird face.
Well, I don't mind Sophie as far as her acting ability. I mean, she only has one mode, but she's young. I don't mind that, but and the fact that she started out kind of cutish when they started her in Game of Thrones, and she became kind of an unattractive girl. That's not her fault, though. I mean, this happens with a lot of young actors, right? Who knows what they're going to look like when they get older, right? So I don't blame her for that stuff. It's not her fault, dude. I don't blame any of these actors for what happened in this, except for maybe Jennifer Lawrence, but she's an absolute. Okay, I won't use the word. But what do you?
C word.
Yeah, right.
Right.
What do you think, Doug? What do you think about this situation with Disney? Is this simply to pick up a little extra cash, or are they really trying to throttle Fox's memory?
I don't know. I think that the only reason the movie they even put it out was just because it's the last X-Men. Nobody really cares.
Mm,
Nobody's invested in this anymore. Everybody's waiting for the Disney reboot.
that's true.
So,
We are. That's true. Yeah.
Oh, well,
maybe they thought they would make a little bit of money or something. I don't know, but nobody cares at this point.
That's true. Yeah, I,
that
I, I agree.
40
Yeah.
million is incorrect, Chester. It's 14 million.
Oh, well, I read the word. It said 40 million. So,
Yeah, I know, but that's incorrect.
oh, I see.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, he made a mistake.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
But what do you think, Dr. Wright?
I think the only reason they're bothering with this is so they can keep the license. There's probably something within it saying they had to do this or it was part of it because, I mean, you think about it, they signed all the kind of mass negotiations and agreements with Fox and everything.
Mhm.
Fox had already hired all of these people, so probably to uphold those contractual obligations, they couldn't just get rid of it.
There's a
So
fair point right there. Yeah,
so
maybe.
most likely, like they were like, well, let's eat it, take the loss, get this shit show on the road, and then we'll make our own.
Well, let's take a moment then, because this is the end of Fox, and it goes out on a very pitiful whimper, unfortunately. But because even Apocalypse was at least watchable. I mean, it was at least watchable. But this movie sounds like a true train wreck. I mean, a true one. Just listen, like I said, I'm if you go to watch reviewers for a while, you get a kind of pace of what they are. Right, and you can kind
Mm.
of judge who you agree with and who you don't. Like for me, for instance, the reviewer who seems to have the similar taste to me is a little bit of Mike over at Red Letter Media, and the guy over at Your Movie Sucks. So I'm kind of in that weird place, almost like a Jason Stuckman type of place for me. But um, uh, Angry Joe. Who's mainly does video game stuff, and he's fun. He and his crew are kind of fun. I like him. I know he's an absolute shill, but he's fun, right? But he doesn't know anything about reviewing movies at all, dude. This guy gives everything like a 6, 7, 8. I love it, right? Type of thing. He gave this a 3, dude. That is terrifying. That is really bad. Yeah. But beyond that, my question is, let's speculate for a moment. What do you think Disney's going to do with the X-Men? Anybody?
I mean, I believe there's an article what they want to do, and I think we talked about it with one of the producers saying that X-Men name is outdated.
I was about to say they're gonna make it. What can I say and get away with here?
You can say anything you want, just keep the language to PG.
Yeah.
I don't care,
Uh,
dude. We are not monetized, and we're
yeah.
not going to be monetized. So actually, this ad apocalypse. Let me mention this offhand, and we'll get back to Dr. Wright. But with the ad apocalypse that's going on from Vox right now, it has seen a ton of people get demonetized. Not only on the right, but on the left. It's just like a sweet. YouTube is just like, screw it. We're going to choose who we give money to. But on the other, and which you can say that's good or bad. I don't care. But on the other side of it, what they're saying is, fine, you can say whatever you want, pretty much, and we're not going to ban you. All right, and that's for me what it comes down to, because we are not monetized, and I'm not going to monetize for that exact reason. I've never, since I started the show, did not want to deal with frickin' YouTube and the goddamn SJWs over there. That's why I'm not going to monetize this thing, right? Because there's no need to. And as long as that's the position they're sticking to, we can say whatever we want because they're not going to monetize this, and I'm not going to ask to be monetized. So it's all good as far as I'm concerned. But
Okay.
in that vein, you go right ahead, dude.
Well, what I would say is to that really quick. I would say that I mentioned this on Twitter, but I'll say it here is that that whole what is it, Vodex Apocalypse or whatever you want to call it, it's kind of
Yeah.
stupid because anything like that, censorship is a broadsword, not a scalpel. And especially when you're introducing it or injecting it into entry points via code, because that code is written by humans, and humans are fallible and divisive. And what's going to happen is they're going to do what I told you before. They're going to follow human incentive and do the simplest thing possible. They're going to say ban everything with Nazi in it. Well, guess what? There's some good stuff with Nazi in it out there.
There is.
So that's going to take good stuff with Nazi. Ban anything with titties. Okay, that's going to ban good titties and bad titties. I mean, there are, like artistic models or that kind of thing,
I
It's
like
going to
the
remove
bad
those
titties
too.
better. I like the bad titties much
I mean,
better.
hey,
Give
who
me a
doesn't like
flaming
I
whore
too.
any day, baby.
Like dick.
Mhm. So, in the vein of X-Men, I think they're going to make it a social crap to this bitch made show. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think so. Now, you guys think about your speculation on X-Men, and I'm going to come over and read the chat a little bit, and we'll come back to that, okay? Let's see. Let's see here. Meet Grimlock King 83 says, maybe one day, maybe, we will finally get a good X-Men movie. Hey, you never know. Eric Hawkins says, Dark Phoenix can't be a single movie. It has to be set up over multiple movies. I agree. I agree. They haven't. The reason they keep failing on this story is one, get a new writer. He screwed up the first time. Why you're hiring him again? Not only did you hire him again, you let him be the director for the first time ever. Brilliant, brilliant.
You can thank Jennifer Lawrence for that.
Whatever. Jennifer Lawrence she's so freaking overrated, dude. So overrated. And here's the thing. When that whole, what do they call that? When all those nude pictures came out, what was that called? I forget what they called that.
Happening.
Okay.
The Happening?
The
What was that?
Happening.
Okay, well, whatever. We all know about
Mhm.
it. But most of those girls, they came out with they had those pit there. They were stupid to do it, but it still was wrong and it happened. But nevertheless, they were just naked pictures, right? It's no big deal, right? But this girl, Jennifer Lawrence, she actually had someone come on her face, dude, and put that picture, uploaded that picture. And it's like, I get this is a porn thing, I get it, but why would you ever do that to someone you supposedly like? Why would you do that? Right? I don't understand. And it's like, you go away,
Why
you
would you
little
do
creepy
it, or
thing.
why would you record it?
Why either or? It just doesn't seem like I get the porn aspect of it, but as a normal person, what's the point of that? What joy
Oh,
are you getting out of that nonsense?
today's FanSpeak is taking a dark turn.
Well, dude, I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, right? It's like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Today, the
I mean,
FanSpeak crew
show
tackles the
domination.
philosophical question: why would you
I
come
mean,
on
is this an actual question? It's
Yeah,
a
it's
show
an
of
actual
domination.
question.
But it is.
It is an actual question. I mean, you say you supposedly like someone, right? And you're going to sit there and do that. Why? Why? I mean, I get the
I
I
just
get the
told
porn
you
thing.
that she's a sub. Okay, that's what it is. She is a sub.
What's that mean?
Oh,
Oh,
oh
Jesus
no!
Christ!
Oh.
Dude, I'm a boomer. Help me out here. What's a sub? I got 678 subs. That's all I know.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Chester,
Moving
when
on.
a mommy and a daddy love each other very much, one tends to be the more dominant figure. The other is a sub, which is short for submissive.
Yeah, but that's normal. Women are usually submissive. This is pretty standard relationship.
Okay,
Well, lad.
really simple. Okay, she receives a better orgasm when she gives in to the sexual predilections of her man.
Huh?
Okay, let's move on. He's not gonna get it. Let's move on. Let's move on.
I'm sorry. I'm not a big porn guy. I don't need it. I got an actual physical female next to me. But whatever, dude. But I'm just saying that she's a creepoid. That's what I think. All right. Anyway, moving on. Comic Book Bob says there have only been 3 good X-Men movies: X-Men, X-Men First Class, and Logan. The rest were middling to crap. That's true. That's fair. Logan's the best easily. What's
Yeah,
up,
well,
ladies? JP Ford. Oh, I love JP Ford, man. He's in here. Eric Hawkins says something is very off with Sophie Turner. Don't know what it is, but she no look good. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate, dude. I feel bad for her because it's she aged into it, right? It's like the who's the other little girl from Game of Thrones?
It's because she's got a broader face and shoulders than she used to have. Like, she doesn't look like a bird anymore. She looks more like a dude.
She does.
you
She
mean
does.
Maisie Williams?
Yeah, Maisie
I mean,
Williams.
look at her hands. Like,
Yeah,
look at
no,
her hands.
yeah. She's not
Like, that's a
attractive.
man.
It's, Shogunai. I mean, it is what it is. But no, Maisie Williams, that's her name, right? I mean, she was cute-ish, but she got dog ugly. I mean, hit with a brick ugly, right? And it's not, but that's not
I
her
would
fault,
still hit
dude.
that all day long.
No
It's
way,
put it
dude.
back on her
No
head. Those
way.
legs, dude.
You and your
Those legs.
sub stuff. What is up with that, man?
That doesn't have anything to do.
Anyway, Zach Hawkins
I'm a
says
leg
Lawrence is still fine as hell. She's not a bad looking girl. I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers. No, Jennifer Lawrence is not a bad looking girl at all. She's just not a super strong actress. I mean, she can hang sometimes. So, I mean, it's not all bad, but she's way overrated, dude. Way overrated. Comic Book Bob says they're going to shelf them for a while, and when they do, it'll be a feminist X film. It could be. It could be. Who knows? Because I have a feeling we've
X
only got about a year of this crap left, dude, and it's going to go away, guys. You maybe two. I'm telling you.
I hope so. I hope
Cycles,
so.
cycles, right? This
I
is
hope
not the
this is
first
goes
time
away.
this has happened. The only reason it's bigger in our eyes is because of social media. I'm telling you. All right. Me Grimlock King 83 says she was a terrible choice for Jean, almost as bad as Lawrence for Mystique. Yeah, well, and that's really sad too, because particularly with Lawrence from Mystique, the girl they had from the first X-Men run, what was that actress's name?
You mean the supermodel,
Oh,
Whatever.
Rebecca Ramon?
Femke
Romaine?
Jensen.
Sorry, say that again.
Femke Jensen, wasn't it?
I don't know.
No,
But
That was
whoever.
no, not
Rebecca
for Jean.
Romaine.
It
Who
is.
used
I
to
just
be,
googled it.
she used to be married to Uncle Jesse.
Oh, sweet. Uncle Jesse's awesome, man. Anyway, but
Oh, Mystique. Oh, yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking about now.
now
Yeah.
that girl was perfect. She looked Mystique perfect. The problem with Jennifer Lawrence is she's a very short body, short neck, squat type of girl, kind of like Scarlett Johansson. They're very squat body type, and you can make that work depending on the character. But it's not Mystique. Mystique is this lean, thin, stealthy cat-like thing. She's not that. Her body didn't fit it at all. And the thing with the first girl, she spoke so little. It is so perfect. She really was a great Mystique. Jennifer Lawrence is not even
Rebecca
close.
Romaine Stamos.
Oh, there
Oh,
you
wait,
go.
she was Stamos. She's just Rebecca Romaine now.
Yeah, but I mean, she was a good choice. This girl is not in this particular character. But then again, I've never seen anything from Jennifer that I really liked. Actually, like I said, she's really underwhelming to me.
I
Carmen,
liked her in, was it The Lovely Bones? No, it wasn't The Lovely Bones. It was the one where she was like trying to find her sister and she was like going where she wasn't supposed to, but she was only like 14 or something.
I have no idea what that is. Yeah, you're talking about you're confusing me today, Dr. Wright. All right. Anyway, Zach Hawkins says Carmen Electra in Epic Movie was best Mystique. Okay, I haven't seen that. I never watch those crap movies, dude. But good on you. Nick W says me Grimlock King 83. They are my least favorite live action Jean and Mystique. Yeah, I don't like them either. Combo Bob says yeah. So was Axel Alonso. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. All right. When you can't give diamonds, give pearls. Pearl necklace. I'm assuming this is
But
more of the
Oh,
conversation. I see.
that-
Okay.
skip it.
let
Skipping
us
it.
not educate. Let us not try to educate Chester and move on.
Yes, no educating Chester. Eric says apparently the director actually directed a lot of Apocalypse and some of Days of Future Past because Singer would show up when he wanted to. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Zach Hawkins says, didn't ZZ Top have a song about that? What are we talking about? God damn it! I've come into this section where we're talking about the stuff that's confusing.
You've come into it, Chester. Stop!
She got dog ugly. I mean, hit with the ugly brick. Chester, 2019. Oh my God. Femke Jansen. What a name, dude. Femke Jansen. Okay, that's probably better pronunciation, I'd say. Combo Bob says Red Sparrow Lawrence was pretty hot. Yeah, but it was not a good movie though. See, I mean, who cares if she's hot if the movie sucks?
It's not like she was naked. Come on. That's the only reason he makes it
Yeah, but
hot.
see, the thing is, a lot of these girls are naked in a lot of things, and then their photos leak out because they're a bunch of morons, and then they get upset about it. I don't get it. What are you getting upset about? You're already nude. We already, if we really want to know, we know what you look like.
They're
So
they're
what's the
getting
problem?
they're getting upset because they didn't get paid for it, whereas in the movie they get paid for it.
Oh, so they're a bunch of whores. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not why they're getting upset about it. They're getting upset about it because it is a negotiation for them to be nude in the movies that costs a lot of money, especially for the first few times. And if you notice, Lawrence didn't go nude until after that happened.
Hmm.
And then she got clauses to pay a little extra. But they don't, now what you do is you give leverage to the movie companies because they're like, well, people have already seen you naked.
So they're
So why should I
whores.
pay for
They're whores.
it? You know?
So
Yeah, I mean, they don't
I
care
was
about
right.
being naked.
I was right.
They just want to, make people pay for it.
I see. Okay. All right. Confirmed. Dr. Wright says they're whores. Awesome. Let's move on here. Bandai
There's good
Namco has
pockets.
something. What is this, Dinale?
You said you were covering the E3 stuff. So this is
I
part
am.
of the
I
E3.
am. Yeah.
Some of the leaks already is coming out. Tales of Arise, Squaresoft, not Squaresoft, but Software, Elden Ring, which is developed with George R. Martin
That's
and
right.
the creators of Dead Soul. And then Ni Kunui is being remastered for the PlayStation 4 and Switch and PC.
Well, that is Ni no Kuni.
Yeah, Ni no
Okay.
Kuni.
And that's yeah, cool. These are some nice little kind of more anime related things. But
Right.
this is cool, and we will be talking about E3 guys when it kicks off, and I will be covering it here on this channel. I hope some of you guys are video game guys because and girls, and we're going to be talking about E3 for damn sure. And yeah, it looks pretty cool, dude. I like the artistic style, and there are some really nice kind of cartoony, almost Ghibli-esque type of, like, this is very Ghibli-esque type
I
of things that are
believe
coming out. It's
Ghibli
cool.
had a hand in making that game.
Who?
I believe Studio Ghibli had a hand in that game, Ni no
Uh,
Kuni.
Makes sense. It looks like it.
Mm.
But there's several of these that are coming out that have that kind of cell shading or this type of art style. I think it's cool, man. I want to see more of it. We
Right.
know Legend of Zelda came out for the Switch. It had a nice kind of look like that as well. So yeah, we're going to get into these things. Of course, the Elden Ring. Has been mentioned, and of course, we do know we're going to get the Avengers trailer and information. We're going to get information about the fifth generation, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll be. I'm not going to spend much time here, but we will be talking about E3, guys. Hope you guys like it. And let me come on over and ooh.
So this is
that?
Jubilee. This is the 1992 version of X-Men, which everybody from the 90s remember the theme song from Cosmic. Yep. Basically, they're reporting that the original creators of that series is pitching to Disney to continue the story for the third season. Continue on.
No, I'm not. I'm going to get a copyright strike. You guys ready? Copyright strike incoming. Here we go.
Hooray!
Previously on X-Men.
I mean, it works. Did he? Because if you saw their pilot episode, their pilot episode of their theme song was X-Men, X-Men.
That like the Iron Man.
X-Men.
The Iron Man.
Yeah,
Iron Man.
yeah. But I think it's on YouTube as well. You guys can check it out. But it was like
Nothing is as bad as the Fantastic Four one.
oh yeah. I don't know what they were thinking about that one. They're like,
It makes me want to vomit.
correct. So this one, you're hyped up. You get the X-Men on and you're ready to fucking roll.
You think maybe they did it instrumental because Batman the animated series was instrumental as well?
Wow.
Oh yeah, it was around
Wow.
that time
Previously
as well.
on
Awesome.
X-Men.
Pure awesome. That's
But,
a great
yeah.
theme song, dude. It's almost as good as the Star Blazers opening. The Yamato. That's a great theme as well. This is cool news, dude. Not only is it talking about it possibly returning, but returning with the original creators. I mean, come
Mm-hmm.
on, dude. I mean,
Right. This is being pitched for the Disney stream as well. That's the caveat. But if it works, it works, you know?
oh, dude, you know what I saw this morning here while we were watching the news? I was watching the news with my wife, Japanese news. We actually had
Right?
a commercial come on, Disney Deluxe.
Oh boy.
No, actually, they're running commercials in Japan. They're calling it Disney Deluxe. See, I thought it was going to be Disney Plus, but it sounds like it's not going to be. Have you guys seen any
Did
of
they
those
have
ads
like a
yet?
Japanese spin to it? Was it like Disney Deluxe?
Of course.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we can call it a Royale, it's Disney Royale.
Yeah, well, I'm just curious. I mean, is that going to be? Did the Japanese give me a heads up news that it's going to be called Disney Deluxe? Does the West know this? Is it first time here? Is this actually breaking news?
Breaking
That-
news on FanSpeak
yeah,
is Disney
yes.
Deluxe.
Yes, it is breaking news because we didn't know about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what they're calling it, at least here in Japan, and they don't change the name. I mean, Hulu is Hulu, Netflix is Netflix. So DC is they're all the same. So, I think it's going to be called Disney Deluxe. But we did see that commercial today; it was kind of
Right.
interesting. Now people are talking about 80s cartoons like Mask and stuff like that. Thundar the Barbarian, baby, go home, go big or go home. That's what I have to say. I really hope this is true. Oh my God, I hope this is true. What do you think about this, Doug?
If this is true, this will be my favorite cartoon of all time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, especially
Unless
with
they completely ruin it, though.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
but
the same creators, and they want to continue the storyline. That's what they're pitching to Disney. It's like, let us continue the storyline.
Well,
Right.
but I remember the last few episodes of the show didn't have any storyline going on. They were just random, and the animation
Yeah.
was inconsistent and stuff.
Well, that's why it
Right.
got
I mean,
canceled, right?
maybe they had a story, but then they knew they were going to get canceled, so they stopped it. I mean, that does happen.
Personally, I don't care if they continue any story, as long as it's these X-Men. They can do whatever they want, as long as it's the same voices
Disney
and the same characters in the same era. That's all I want.
Disney's not going to let them do this kind of show. They're just not.
You never know, dude. They might go a little bit for the nostalgia money. I mean, they're not.
Disney likes money, though.
Yes, I know, but you're right, Doug. And they're not throwing everything out with the bathwater. Not every baby is being lost. Just most babies. And I'm just saying, it's I'm just kind of curious what kind of animation style they might go with. Do they go something similar to this? Are they going to go something more with the Last Airbender type, or maybe some of the new anime style that we're seeing these days? What do you guys think they'd go with? And my God, if they come out with Steven Universe, I swear I'm going to get a gun. I swear to God.
I think it'll fall in line with the other Marvel shows they've been doing, like
I think it'll be, yeah. I mean, well, they'll want to compete with if they bring it out, they'll look at the competition. So what's their competition like?
DC.
Yeah, like what is Young Justice? Or
Yeah,
whatever.
Young Justice Kills.
Yeah.
Man. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah.
Young Justice is when I saw it was like amazing production value, like
Holy.
story, animation, everything. Amazing production value.
It is, right. And Eric is just like throwing punches at my heart. He says it's going to be X-Men Red in the style of the cartoon. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, man.
Eric, why, brother? Why do you have to kill us that way?
Why the hate, man? Why the hate?
At least it's not gold. At least it won't be gold.
That's not even killing me soft. That's just,
right. Anyway, this could be really cool news, though. I was really happy when I saw that. I was like, not even expecting it, but because it's very beloved, it's cherished, So hopefully they'll show a little bit of respect. But Star Wars. Anyway, moving on here.
After dies.
So, from comic book, they're talking about new details of Swamp Thing cancellation, which is they're kind of slow to the uptake, which we kind of reported back when they were halting production. Basically, some of the issue was budgetary reasons. They had a incentive in North Carolina. They lost that incentive, which means they blew a lot of money because they were not expecting to have to pay more, and when they realized that, they canceled it because they started they were ordered for 13 episodes. They got to 10 and the project halted.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
but
what happened.
and the reason why story is way behind, the reason I even bother to put it on is because just to once again demonstrate how much CBS sucks. Because this is their channel, this is their website. Not only does
Yeah.
this happen, look at this, look at this, look at this nonsense page. This stuff doesn't even load. This is CBS, man. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Goodness gracious. Sorry, I just want to pick on CBS because they suck.
This is racism. They
It
hate the
is
Japanese.
racism. Yeah. But we've already mentioned it. I'm not going to get into it, but it's sad as
Yeah.
hell, man, because I really liked that pilot. I thought it was good. I mean, it was rushed, but it's a pilot. Of course, it's rushed. But I liked it had a real John Carpenter The Thing feel to it, and I liked
Yeah.
it, dude.
It was creepy as hell, and it had some
Yeah.
pretty good special effects on the autopsy scene
That
where
was
that
awesome.
the body comes alive and it's splitting in half. It was gross as hell. I loved it.
Your Maori is coming out again, just so you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, bro, it was gross as.
Jeez. But anyway, just once again, CBS sucks.
Yeah.
All right, moving over.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So from Yahoo, the theme parks
Oh,
are
the whole thing.
the whole thing about the younglings. I mean, they put an update that Disney has denied any aspect of these report are true, but they were reporting that they have told staffers on the Galaxy Edge theme park that they are not allowed to say younglings.
They're so silly, man. This PC stuff is so silly, man. When I was a kid, we would see all kind of stuff coming as kids. They didn't treat us like the children they do these days. They handle kids with kid gloves these days, and it's like, let me ask a question here to the panel and to the chat itself. If you see your child about to touch a fire, what do you do? What do you do? They're about to
Hmm.
I
touch
was
that
gonna.
hot boiling pot of tea. What do you do?
You let them do it.
You let them do it. You damn well bet you do, because they will never do it again. Children learn from experience, right? And this, coddling of children is not helping us. And the fact that they're sitting there telling these kids that you're special. No, they're not. No, they're not, dude. They should be taught to work their ass off to become special, but they are not special. You find me a child who is born special, and I will show you a 1 in 10 generation individual. They do exist,
Mm.
but they're very rare. And this kind of nonsense, give these participation awards, this coddling of children, it is killing the West. This is why you have these soy boys everywhere. And here in Japan, they got it too, dude. Like I was watching, It's a Gundam. He's funny. I get a kick. I like him and
Mhm.
Bearing. They're just funny, right? And I was watching it. He was covering this guy. Who was doing his YouTube stuff, and he watched the trailer, the new Skywalker or whatever stupid trailer we saw with Ray jumping over a damn TIE fighter, just like we saw in what movie was that? Where he's getting it's stolen, and the JJ stole it right out of another movie, as usual for frickin' JJ Abrams, right? But this dude is watching it, and he's sitting there tearing up, and he's like, oh my god, oh my god. I mean, it was the most
Yeah.
disgusting thing I ever seen in my life. I really wanted to go through the damn TV and rip the guy through and punch him in the head 5, 6 times. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? And the thing is wrong with him. He's a soy boy created by this kind of nonsense. Who cares if you use the word younglings? If we go back to younglings with the frickin' Star Wars, what that demonstrated was the sheer raw desperation of George frickin' Lucas, because he had completely failed in making Anakin seem anything even close to being evil, and all of a sudden he needs to be Darth Vader. How are we going to fix it? How are we going to make him evil? Oh, have him kill the children. It's ridiculously stupid. Stupid.
Yeah.
Desperate,
Hey,
right?
Chester.
Yeah.
What do younglings and jokes about younglings have in common?
I don't know what.
They never get old.
Copyright strike. All right.
Um,
But I mean, am I wrong? Anyone want to rebut me?
no, I
No.
mean,
Go ahead, dude.
No, that was about right.
yeah, it's definitely about right. There's a lot of regrets. The ideas were there. The execution was poorly done. Nobody had the balls to tell George Lucas to say, hey, George, this isn't cool. He didn't have Marcine, his former wife, to tell him, no, it doesn't work. He didn't have his friends to tell him this is crap and redo it. And people questioning.
Yeah.
They thought he was the filmmaker genius that brought Star Wars. He had the idea, and people beat him into shape.
Yeah,
And that's what he forgot.
You know, the real problem that George had with this was he was trying to make it for kids, which I get, but then he was trying to straddle the fence for adults as well, and that's where he lost it. And that, you know, and he should have made a choice, one way or the other. You know, Art T. Bear just dropped in. Hey, Art, it's been a while, dude. Nice to see you, man. He says Chester's fired up. You know, I like it. Sweet dude. But yeah, I mean, but it's true, right? This is so stupid, man. It's just the world has gone dumb. And it's like, what, you know, what are you supposed to do in a dumb world? I mean, right?
Right.
Well, it's, you know, I mean, it comes down to a few things. But I mean, like, one of the biggest things is that putting kids in a bubble doesn't solve anything.
No.
We
It actually
learn through
screws them up.
experience and struggle. We grow through struggle. That's how
right.
we've always learned. That's how we've always experienced. That's how, because like what I was saying is like, okay, they touch the hot pot and then they burn and then they go, ouch. And you go, yeah. Like that hurts, huh? And you're like, yeah. And then they learn a lot of different lessons. Yeah, they learn it's hot. Yeah, they learn you shouldn't touch something if it's hot. They learn there's consequence for going against what their parent, you know, that maybe like mom and dad or whoever, if they say don't do something, maybe there's something to that. Maybe they should look into it. There's a lot of different, you know, like branches of thought that go into that, you know, once that's created. And then, you know, that's how you create a little person that thinks on their own. When you do, and that's why we call them robots. That's why they're coded, you know, because when you go into these kind of things and you do say, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. Well, guess what? That's all they do. And they live in a plastic box. They look outside and wonder why they can't do those things. And they yell at everybody doing them. And that's exactly what we've got.
You know,
most of these people don't have a father figure. They're raised in a single parent in a home, and so they don't have a man to look up to. Our biggest problem here.
No,
Doug, will
I
you
agree
be my
with
father figure?
Yeah, he needs a father figure, dude, for sure.
I need one bad.
He does. I don't think I'm working out for him, Doug. You know, because I keep smacking him across the head because he doesn't learn.
I'm getting PTSD. I'm crying every night.
Yeah, right.
I just don't think Booster can learn.
That's probably true.
Cause.
He is a lost cause. Yeah, give up on him.
Yeah, he's a Kiwi.
But you know, kind of playing off what you said, Dr. Wright, talking about the fact that humans work better under the crucible of fire, because we do. Right. Let me give you a very deep little introspective into that. We know that the current situation we have with our economies in the Western world, we work on a fiat currency, right? Now that fiat currency has been abused to such the point that it doesn't even really exist. The money you use has zero value. The only reason it actually works in value is because the government says it does. Right? It's not real. The money you have is not real. There's no gold behind it. There's no value behind it whatsoever. So you say, all right, well, seeing as we having all these stress and everyone's worried about the struggling economy and such, like here in Japan, they're always on about that, even though they have a lot more money per capita than the average American does. The reason why they don't go and just say, all right, well, fine, it's fake money anyway, so let's just play it as more of a kind of a digital exchange rate and lock out the inflation and just make it a set deal and just go move on, which we could do. Right? The reason they don't do that is because they want people to stress about damn economy because we work better under the crucible. So if you take that away, you're actually going to hurt society. You need people to worry about the economy, even though it's a ruse, it's a red herring. This money hasn't existed for 100 years, guys. Right? But they keep that in place because you need to be under the stress of it so that you will perform better. I mean, even the freaking governments understand this. Right? But yet these loose educational people, these Hollywood peoples, they are completely lost the frickin' script, dude. Sorry, education.
Hollywood peoples? I mean, Hollywood peoples are they're all liberal anyway, but
but you guys get what I'm saying, right? You understand what the point I'm making, right?
I understand what you're saying, but I mean, like, Hollywood people live under a different currency than the rest of us. Like, let's be honest. There are two forms of currency in Hollywood: charisma and like looks. You know, and very few of them have both. You know, they actually have the ability to loan themselves out and their ability. And then what I've always found interesting about Hollywood is that if you take it at its like, you know, lowest common denominator, then what, you know, these actors are paid to do is pretend. So you are paid to convincingly lie
That's right.
to me, and then you want to come and tell me how to think.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true. But anyway, rant over, I guess. But this is just
Hopefully.
more stupid. It's just more stupid. Let me look at this real. I only want to do maybe one more because we want to go back over and talk about the Legends of the Lone Wolf. Let's
Right.
see. This one is very simple. Another person trying to mess with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's like, don't you learn? Did you not see some guy literally flying through the air, fly kicking on the Arnold, and barely even budged him? Didn't even knock his ass down. It's freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Stop trying to mess
He
with
thought
his
the
stuff.
crowd moved him. It was great. He's
It
like,
was
"Oh
awesome,
no,
dude.
I moved."
What was that? I felt a little fly try to kick me. I just watched
Yeah.
him.
It was so awesome. But some
I'm
idiot's
sorry.
trying to steal his bike. And his security guard pulls out tasers. Awesome. I don't think you need to say anything more about it. Do not mess with Arnold. It's a simple rule of life. And it's a mountain bike too, dude. Yeah, you get him. You deal with that guy. All right. We don't need to say anything more than that, other than
Yeah.
Arnold rocks, man. Why do I have to end on this one, Dinale?
I don't know. You're the one who chose it. It could have been something else.
Go ahead,
So it's
dude.
your fault. You have control. Kathleen Kennedy is elected as the new chair of the AFI Board of Trustees. So, yay. She's going to
Yay.
help
The world
promote.
is on fire.
What is it? National? I mean,
Yeah, the
Yeah, no, the
American Film
film
Institution.
Yeah.
Preservation of Films.
God.
Yeah, so she's going to be promoting all her Kathleen Kennedy stuff
What
at
did
a
she get?
very
Like,
official
get
level now.
coffee?
Yeah.
Hire social craptivists that don't know how to do what they're
I'm
doing.
sure she will. That's what she does. She's all about it. And the problem with Kathleen is she is very stubborn, because I think the way it worked out was she was like, hey, I have a chance to do something. It might not have been very nefarious from the beginning. I think she was just kind of being a feminist, and they can't. The problem with feminists is that they're very selfish. They've taken selfishness to the extreme, and they can't see anybody else. They can only see themselves and their agenda. And so it might not have been particularly nefarious at the beginning, when she started, but because she got all this pushback, she's so damn stubborn, she refuses to admit she's wrong, as do most progressives. And now you got to take this woman who has a chip on her shoulder, who damn well knows she's right and you're wrong, and you put her on the friggin' board of the AFI. Yeah, that's going to work out. That's going to be wonderful.
Chair. She's a chairperson.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's
Which is even scarier.
brilliantness in Hollywood. Brilliant. Smart move there, guys. Real
Yeah.
good. Nick W says, even Frankenstein's monster learned fire bad. Yes, he did. That's right. Muttman says, Chester just red pilled me about money. Oh, no. It's true, dude. I'm not lying to you, but I'm just saying that's the system. And if you go, you could argue the economic points of it. I'm not going to get into economic conversation because they yell at me when I do anything close to educational or intelligent on this damn show. But I will say this: it's actually a good thing. It's not a bad thing, right? Now we could argue whether we should be using fiat currency at all, but the system they have, the stresses they have on the system right now need to be there. They do. They do need to be there. But anyway, let's not talk about that because I know I'm going to get emails. People are going to say, just shut the hell up. Sorry. Anyway.
Too late already receiving them.
I know. Anyway, let's come back over here. So,
Yeah.
Doug, man, did you enjoy that news interlude with us, dude? That was your first time doing that with us.
I did enjoy that. It's nice to know what's going on out there in the world.
It is, and you get to listen to me rant occasionally. That's all nice.
Hey, I've got a piece of news that's pretty huge, though. That, like, just real quick.
Uh-huh.
You guys know that today, like, the lawsuit that 3 former workers had against Google,
Mhm.
they lost their appeal for it, and because they were basically just trying to get it thrown out. They wouldn't throw it out. It has moved on to discovery now. So Google's analytics and all the crap they've had, including with YouTube and everybody else, about how they may have censored conservatives
Yeah.
for jobs, is gonna come out.
Well, technically, it's already out, but I see what you mean legally, and that's good news too.
No. They're intercompany like emails and policies. Everything
Oh,
that
I
they've been
see.
talking about, like
I get.
between employees, between all that is gonna come out.
I see. Yeah, no, we speculated about that. So actually, it'd be interesting to see what the truth of the matter is, because Google Google is a kind of a weird situation. They're a business; they need to be successful, but they're also run by Silicon Valley, and of course they're run by these absolutely crazy progressives. So it's a tough situation to be in for them. I think it's not like I'm trying to give them sympathy or anything like that, but it should be interesting news to keep an eye on. Well, you'll have to keep an eye on that, Denali. I know it's not comic book
Yeah.
related, but still.
No, I'll keep an eye. I mean, I guess the other news is that the Five Generation Bakery won their lawsuit against a
Yeah,
progressive
$11
community.
million.
Yeah, and then they're expected to get 33 million for punitive damage next week.
From who? Ooh, explain this to me.
So basically, I think in Idaho or somewhere, there's a progressive community college called Oberlin, and their students,
Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
uh, were caught shoplifting, and they were black students,
Hmm.
and the owners called the police and got them arrested. Well,
Yeah.
the students are highly progressive, and they became social warrior and saying and smeared in all the campaigns. Well, and this shop was been open since 1885, surviving several historical periods, which is World War One, the Great Depression, the recession, the Civil War, and all this stuff, and 5 generations of family. And basically, the defense was so crap. It's like, they don't make as much money. Why do we have to worry about them? We make more in our semester than they do in a year, which doesn't count for everything they've done for the past 135 years.
Hmm.
And the bakery won their lawsuit against the community college. So the community college has to pay them $11 million,
Good.
and then now they're looking next Tuesday about punitive damage of up to $33 million.
That's good. That's a good thing. I'm glad to hear it.
Which
Which
exactly.
Denali, that reminds me of a stripper story. I was working in a bar, and
Wait,
I'm
wait.
I think
Wait.
everything reminds Chester of a stripper story.
it does. It
Come on,
does.
come on, gang! It's stripper story time with Uncle Chester.
Stripper story time.
Stripper
It's
story
stripper
time. It's
story
stripper story
time.
time. It's stripper story time. Okay. Hey, you guys got to give me the music, and then I'll do the story. This
Yeah.
one actually has nothing to do with strippers per se, but a strip club. Because that story reminds me of something. I was working in Atlanta. I was working at a strip club, and it was one of those weird strip clubs which actually had a long shift. They'd start around lunchtime, and they would end like 2 in the morning. Most strip clubs are only nighttime, but this one actually had a daytime run. And I was working as a bouncer there, and I was the daytime boss, basically. At the end of the shift, which was around 5 or something like that, I had to go and cash out everybody, right? I got to cash out the bartender, I got to take care of the front door register, and I got to take care of all the tip shares and all that kind of stuff, right? It's just part of the job. So I was sitting at the front door, excuse me, at the register, and I was cashing out the door guy, right? And all of a sudden, this dude runs up into the place. He runs right up onto me. I mean, like a foot away, with a gun, pointing the gun at me, and it's a black dude, right? And this black dude has one of those sheer pantyhose things on his face. I mean, the type where it isn't hiding his face at all. You know what I mean? Real brainiac here. And he's pointing this thing right at me. He says, "Give me the effort, give me the effing money, M and effort. Give me, you damn cracker. Give me the money, give me the money, give me the money." And he's all like that. And I look at him and I laughed. I said, I said, M and effer. Do you know where the hell you are? And I pointed behind him, right? And he actually looked. He's so stupid. I took the gun away from him, and of course, 4 of the bouncers were sitting there and they beat the hell out of him. Because what he had done is obviously cased the place and saw when we changed money, but he seemed to fail to understand that it is a shift change. That means double the bouncers are in the place. Double the bouncers are as well. He didn't pay attention to that, and he got his ass beat down and arrested. Now, the moral of this story, is it the fact that someone was trying to rob a strip club and got beat down, or is the poor little black guy needed money? Huh? It's he's just a criminal. Who cares
Are
if
you
he's
asking
black?
us?
Right.
Well, I'm just saying. My point
Oh.
is, I don't give a who cares if he's black. He's a criminal, right? It has nothing to do with
Pretty much.
anything, right?
Yeah.
Idiot. And here's a hint. Here's a bit of advice for any future would-be criminals. Don't run up with a damn gun and get a foot away from someone because they're gonna take it away from you, man. So
Why are you
stupid.
giving them that information?
I'm just saying, dude. It's so dumb.
Don't help them. Don't
But I
help
mean,
Isn't it 25 feet? But that's been disproven now. But it used to be 25 feet.
well, I mean, if you got a real fast person on you, I guess it could be different. But for me, because I've been around, I've had a lot of guns in my face and stuff like that just from the job, being a bouncer. But the thing is, if I see a person who is at that, 15, 20 feet away from me and holding a gun properly, not sitting there waving the gun at me, right? I'm not gonna do anything because that dude's gonna shoot your ass. Right, but all the other idiots that come up don't even know how to hold a gun. I've literally taken a gun away from a dude and the freaking safety was on, right? And it's like, but that's not the point. I want to get into that thing. My point is, who cares if he's black? The point was he's a criminal, and we see this all the time. I saw some lady was there complaining that her son got shot because he was B&E in someone's house, and he got his ass shot, right, and killed. And she was, it's not fair. Where else is he supposed to get his money for his new school clothes? It's like, really, really, right? I mean, what kind of world are we living in that's actual logic that's coming out of someone's mouth? You know what I mean?
There's a lot of stupidity and abnegation of consequences. What everybody's trying to do, they want to offset their consequence or what they've done to someone else or something else. Oh, I did it because of this. The devil made me do it.
Yeah.
The oldest poet, one to use. And I mean, it's unfortunate. I saw this article today that was something like this guy had been raping, was having a sexual interlude with an 11-year-old or something, and had a bunch of relations with like kids below 10. But the article was titled "This guy who was the manager of some person I've never heard of," and I'm like, why does it matter who they managed?
True. He's just a pedophile or a pederast, depending, I suppose. But yeah, no, this kind of thinking really ticks me off in these days, dude. Uncanny Kodiak says everything reminds Chester of a stripper. I do apologize. It just popped into my head though, because I was just thinking about that when he's talking about how the somehow it mattered they were black, and I remember that black dude running up like an idiot like that, and it just came to my head. Anyway, well, we are at the end of the show. I do apologize,
Yeah.
Doug. We did get way off track, dude. There were a lot of tangents, but we are back to you, sir. And this is the Legends of the Lone Wolf. So go ahead and tell the people the last bit, your last spiel, your last push. Get them to go out there and buy it, man.
Yeah, the Legends of the Lone Wolf. For 200 years, hunted supernatural evil. He's the last protector of the earth. These are the stories, the legends. That's how he spent his 200 years. You can catch up on his adventures here, while in between issue 1 and 2.
No, that's cool, dude. And if you guys do any projects in the future, let me know. I'd love to submit something to see if you guys are interested. I'd love to get involved with it. And I think it's really cool, dude. And guys, keep in mind, a lot of all these guys who are working on this project with Doug are in our community, and they're trying to get themselves out there. They're trying to introduce themselves to us and their creativity. So definitely go check this out, man. If you can back it, please do. If you can't back it, that's fine. But at least share it. Share it out there, right? Let's support this. Let's get this thing funded. He's less than $1,200 while he's getting funded. He's got 6 days. I feel confident he will, but let's go back it, man. Let's support this project and everybody who's involved, because there's a lot of people we love. We got Crypto sitting over here. He's involved in this project as well. Are you on this project as well, Dr. Wright?
On this one? No, I'm not on this.
You're not on this one. Okay. But nevertheless, please. Yeah, Crypto's saying he wrote 30 to 38 of the 80 pages. Rock on, dude. Rock on. That is awesome. All right, guys. But that brings us to the end of our show, though. I hope you enjoyed it. Really, really happy to have had you here with us, Doug. And it was a lot of fun talking to you. Definitely definitely come back and check us out again, man, and be with us and let us know how your project has turned out. Like I said, we're really excited to see what you guys are doing. And yeah, any words of encouragement for him, Dr. Wright?
No, I mean, I think he's doing the right thing as far as the campaign goes. Just keep at it. I mean, I hope you get funded. Like you said, in the last few days, and that's a big thing. Be sure to put that out. Omnicron and I and Pixel, and I'm sure Chester and everybody else will push that out. And
Yep.
and I'll even ask some of Jameson, Von Klaus, and those guys, like, hey, man, help us out. Let's get this funded. Let's go. And we'll push it from there, man. I mean, that's we're a community. We need to act as a community. I know the pros. They want to do what they want to do. They can play their shenanigans, whatever. But I think there's a group that's in the kind of the shadows of CG that we don't. I mean, if we want to call ourselves CG, we can. I don't really care. But we're just friends that like comics,
Yeah.
and I think that's what it's about.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Let the pros do what the pros do, and that's fine. They're not us though. We are the fans, right? We're all the fans that came together to support this. We're the ones that made the indie revival a thing, actually. And if we're over here supporting ourselves and trying to build up the books and ideas we have, that's a good thing because, like I said, in the long run, some of these indies that are coming out right now will become something. And I'm kind of waiting to see which one becomes culturally important because we will see one. One of them will go, or two maybe, will go out and they'll hit the big time. They'll hit the mainstream. Someone will pick it up. They want to make a movie out of it or whatever. Something's going to hit eventually. And I think it's cool that we're part of it, and I want to be part of it. So let's go out and support that, and let's be as supportive as we can to each other. And Dr. Wright does speak the truth. Yes, he does, Crypto. But anyway, thank you guys very much. We love you guys. We have a lot of fun coming in here. And of course, we got a ton of stuff coming up this weekend. We're going to let Dinale take care of that and take us out as he does.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for FanSpeak with Doug Garrett. Go support his Legends of the Lone Wolf. Got 6 days left, and his goal is $4,000. Definitely doable. Tomorrow we're gonna have TFT with the topic being Carl Jung.
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity, yeah.
Synchronicity.
And then synchronicity.
There you go.
I'm not gonna say it. There you go.
I could have a celebrity appearance by Jordan Peterson.
Yeah. He's going to
So
talk
they
about
study
lobsters.
plenty of Union Fury.
Lobsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lobsters and
Yeah.
the dark self and the whale.
It's going to be fantastic. We're going to have a whole lot of fun with that topic. Monday is going to be Comics Today at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then Tuesday, we have Bugs Bear Basement at 8 p.m. where we're playing Vampire the Masquerade, Boston by Night. Join us there as well. And with Bunny Vision Movie Night on Wednesday, which to be determined at that time what movie we're going to watch.
Sure.
But as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Hey, Doug, really quick. Sorry.
Outro.
This can cancel.
I haven't said later yet. Go ahead, dude.
No, Doug, I just talked to Your Nerd Wonder, and she said she can't do it for free, but she would do it. She'd be Lone Wolf for you.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Sweet.
I'll definitely talk to her about that.
All right. All right, guys.
All right.
Later.
Aloha.